Oh, yeah, it's the audio file. What's up, Danny? Ha-ha. Have fun doing this while I stall for like 45 minutes before we even start the show. Tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-tick.
All right. You guys ready?
No.
Apparently not. All right. Live in 3, 2...
Shut up and sit down.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a Live on the Fives. This is another beautiful, beautiful episode. It is episode 155 of Third Shift, and that's why we are here, live on the Fives. Y'all know the deal. And without further ado, I want to get straight into it because we got all sorts of random news to cover tonight. So, hey, I'm with the Inglorious Bastard himself, Mr. Matt. Dun, 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 dun. And over on some other direction is the cat lady, Danny. How was your week this week?
My week was normal for the most part. I was drawing a lot this week. And I made this thing right here.
Oh, yeah, you did make the thing.
Yes, you did.
I entered Admiral Baru's Borderlands contest where we had to draw one or both of his characters into the Borderlands scene, and I chose to go the Tiny Tina route because why not?
Well, I mean, she is pretty cool. You can't go wrong with Tiny Tina. You're getting the fan favorite out there. You're gonna get everybody who loves her on board saying, "Yeah, that one's the best one." You're hedging your bets. It's smart.
Yeah. It was kind of fun actually looking at the cosplay guide to figure out where to put stuff on her and what to include in my drawing. So that was really cool. It gave me a little deep dive on Tiny Tina, or Not So Tiny Tina, for Borderlands 3. Mm-hmm. Other than that, yeah, it's same old, same old. I haven't really been doing much this week. So let's see. Let's go with Matt. Matt, how's your week been going?
I don't remember. This is like one of those weeks that I don't
Amnesia. Oh,
I know.
You're as bad as me now. This is the best.
It's just been like the droning of bees, like I always say, that goes on inside of people's heads. That's just this week. The whole week was just bees. One cool thing I did that I actually enjoyed and made me feel really good over the weekend. Actually, there was another thing I did 2 nights ago. I'll get into that. Over the weekend, caught up on the G1, watched the finals of that. New Japan's G1 tournament is amazing. It makes my whole summer. It makes me feel so happy for like 2 weeks. This one did not disappoint. I again forgot to bring my bracket over from the couch over there. I also forgot to get it laminated. Here's the one from last year, though. Oh, the one from this year has so many more pretty colors. Yeehaw. But that was a blast. I had trouble getting into it this year because a lot of the wrestlers I follow that I really enjoy kind of split off into their own little, other promotions and stuff. But by the end of it, it coalesced into so many awesome matches. Just loved it. Outside of that, on the video game front, Friday Night Frights Alien Isolation is always the best. It's always fun. I turn the volume up my headphones. I sit in a completely pitch black room. So when a room totally explodes in a blinding white light with a very loud noise, it scares the shit out of me. And I go, oh, Jesus Christ. It's great. I love it. I mean, it's not really a scary game otherwise, but when you get gotten by a jump scare, what can you do but go like, oh, and then laugh at yourself? It feels really good. I like it. Other video games I played 2 days ago. I was having a really crappy day, work, and then stuff after work was ticking me off, and I went, man, it's time to play a video game. What can I do? And I opened up the little door in my entertainment center, and in there was my Switch, and I went, oh, yeah. I got my Joy-Cons out. What was the card in there? It was Super Mario Odyssey. And I booted it up, and I was on the moon. I was jumping around on the moon with Mario. And I went, look, life's not so bad.
That's right.
Look, there's something good in this world. There's joy, and there's fun.
Why is this beauty. Thing not going with you to work, Matt?
It's true.
Imagine being on the moon at your lunch hour.
That's when I read my books, though. That's book time. I go outside, and I sit out in the sun with, like, fresh air and people who look like decent humans, and I read books.
Gotcha. I suppose that's acceptable.
And because it wouldn't be the same with playing it on this little thing. No, it's got to be on a big screen with the surround sound going. So when that ending sequence happens, when you do spoiler and you're busting through the walls as spoiler, It's just like pumping the music and like waves of happiness just washing over. Oh, so good. So yeah, that's the best. I love Mario Odyssey. It's amazing and great. Another thing I love that's amazing and great is Wolfenstein Youngblood, which I played with you on Saturday. That is fun. It was an atrocious train wreck at times, which was also fun.
It really
Stumbling
was.
around in the dark with exploding
Oh, my
suicide
God.
Nazi dogs.
Oh my god.
And then
Yeah, we made it all the way through. Eric failed the jumping
failed the
thing.
jump.
Okay. I'm sure we'll just respawn at the top of
No,
this tower thing.
beginning.
No, we're in the dark. Okay, forget
Yeah.
it. Nope, we're done.
And then spawning
goodness.
like 27 elite baddies that were way above our level, and then thinking we could outrun them, and then apparently not being the case, and they just, all 400 of them that we aggroed were just like chilling at the top of the subway stairs going, nah, bro, you're done, man.
Hey, we almost got it,
We
though.
did. We were
I
down for
still
just a
maintain that if we had gone to the other side, we could have went like pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. But hey, we almost bashed our heads through that brick wall. We got like my nose was sticking through, but then we died.
couple- Yeah, it was close. I think we're going to do much better next time. We're going to do it. We're going to get it.
Yeah, well, we are going to get it.
We're
There's
gonna
no
get
choice.
it.
We have
Yeah.
to do it.
It's true.
Otherwise, the stream will be like 30 minutes. We won't get it. We'll go, okay.
Stop, son. Quitting the street. Bye, everybody.
I'm going to go play Mario
Exactly.
with some dude. I can't do this.
Getting on to Destiny and grinding, so I don't want to think about anything.
But other than that, just a boring-ass week. Nothing going on. What about you, Eric?
So, two things, all right? School's coming back up. Going nuts there, getting the school closed, getting all the paperwork done, doing the open houses, getting everybody acclimated to going to bed, waking up, doing this, doing that. Everybody who has kids, you all know the rigmarole here. So nothing new, but that is a fun event in my life right now. Secondly, which I lied, there's actually three things. Two is that Destiny grind. I've been doing the Destiny grind. I'm back in it. I busted through the first barrier. I've got the Solstice gear. You know,
Give it up, Eric. Just stop.
I got the first
Stop
set.
it.
I'm on the blue
Stop
stuff
it.
now. And now I'm going for the majestic stuff. And they extended the time frame and made it easier to get. I can't say no. I can't say no to that.
I guess at least if it's easier.
Plus, not everybody I used to play with, but a couple people I used to play with are super interested in it, really going to town with it. They're hopefully going to have a couple more 3-man raids, so, we won't have to have a whole squad with us, so we'll actually be able to go do some fun stuff. I got hopes. I really hope to keep a game that I'm playing with other human beings, not just myself. I know I said I'm done even trying with all that garbage, but since I already own it all, I feel like at least this one, if they want to, I'll keep trying until it gets to the point where I got to spend a bunch more money. Come on, just let me have it. It's fine. And by the way, 10K beers, before I get too far gone and don't remember, never trust Tannis. I'm telling you right now,
She's a
Tannis
traitor.
is going to betray you. I don't know why you got to keep on with this. You will see.
You saw her in Sanctuary 3 inside a body of a carcass.
Yes, crawling out of a carcass.
She's not a good person.
Something's wrong with her, and you're going
This
to
isn't
find
like
out
Luke
the hard way.
got stuffed in the Wampa because he was frozen. No,
No.
it wasn't even
This
a
was for-
Wampa. It was a
this for
tauntaun.
funsies.
Don't even get at me in the chat. Don't worry about it.
So, lastly, beyond the Destiny thing, since no one wants to, engage me with that one,
What can I say? Hey Eric, you having fun with it at least? Is it a good time for you?
I really am enjoying it, man. Thanks for asking. It's like, I'm telling
Sweet.
you-
I'm glad you stuck
Oh,
with it and you
okay.
didn't give it up.
Thank you. All right. Well, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. That's not the news I want to talk about. I've been milling around a $1 million idea. You guys know I do this at times. And these $1 million ideas, I'm telling you, if I had more motivation and the willpower and the money to do said thing, I'd probably be rich. All right. So this is kind of an open invitation for somebody with more money, more willpower to do this. Think of this. All right. Listen, this might get a little rated R. So if there's some kids listening, hey, please plug your ears for a couple minutes. I'll try to be vague.
Howard, plug your ears.
I'll try to be vague. So I got a product, and I want to call it Cold Cocks. All right, Cold Cocks. And the box art, I was thinking about this. I want to have 2 roosters hiding in a cylindrical house nest with a little black hole as the opening, and their eyes are peeking out, and there's snowflakes outside. You know what I'm saying? So real family-friendly box art. And the product itself, okay. Have you ever been at school and you've got a big presentation coming up, and somebody downstairs isn't working out with you real well, and it's an embarrassing moment. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You guys catching my drift? It's a guy problem.
Oh.
You know? And or if you're at a beach and some beautiful women and the apparel falls off and you're walking, there could be a problem. Cold cocks, everybody. It's like the anti-Viagra. It's the opposite, okay? It sends a signal into your brain that makes it so you cannot have an accident or an incident. No red blood cells. No red blood cells. $1 million. How many interviews do you got to go to and you're like, oh my God, you're wearing those khakis, they're real loose. And if something was to go wrong there, you know what I'm saying? Embarrassing. You don't want it.
I've never had a job interview where I'm like, yeah.
The egomaniac Matt himself has never had that. Oh yeah, I'm damn good at what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Okay, you know what? I did do that, but I was sitting down, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. A product that makes sure that this is not an issue. All right? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I can't figure this out. But I can give you the idea.
Oh, the mod is already auto-modding comments based on this.
Yes, real K.
Allow it. It's allowed.
Oh, I was just going to do that.
You are correct. At 42, you don't have a problem.
That's great.
This is for the young men out there. All right?
I like how it's all in caps, too. That's perfect.
Exactly. So, there it is. There's my $1 million idea for the last couple days. I've been really thinking about it. And I'm telling you, I think this thing would do gangbusters. How much money... And think of this. Remember how many dates you've been on with a young lady or a young man you're interested or whatever, whatever floats your boat, and you don't want them to get the better of you. But sometimes you get urges. All right? Well, with cold cocks, you wouldn't get that. And you'd have no problem saying, not today. Let's go get coffee next week. And boom, now you got the upper hand. Bam.
What the hell?
Bam.
Okay, wait.
Whoa.
Why? Where did this come from? Why did you even start considering
I have
this
these
product?
ideas all the time, Danny. I'm full of $1 million ideas. And I just wanted to bring this one to the table tonight because this one's a good one. This one's like top tier right here.
I say your first example is the correct one. Yeah. Your second example, oh man, I really don't want to have sex with this person I'm out here to have sex with.
No, but sometimes it's about the game, man. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth, the power plays.
No.
You want to hold positions of power, so do they. You know what I'm saying? So this would ensure that you ain't got to worry about any of that.
I was gonna make a Player X comment, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Positions of power. You're taking it over here. This is not what Third Shift is about. We're about video games and things.
Well, anyways, I just want to throw it out there. I thought it was a great idea. Somewhere, man, he knows what I'm talking about. $1 million man. That's me, baby. Got all them ideas.
$1 million man. There he is.
Let me
Bam.
see. Boom.
$1 million. There's Eric. He bought a toupee with all his $1 million.
I bought a toupee.
Yeah.
And now I'm sporting it. My afternoon shadow going on. Woo. It's beautiful. So, all right. Well,
Oh my God.
Well, there you go. If anybody wants to take it, at least maybe send me $100,000 or something so I can pay my house off and a thank you card. That's all I'm asking. I'm just throwing it out there for everybody. God bless. So that was my week. Hey. There you go.
So that's what got the three of us rock hard this week. Another thing that we got hard about as a team was the Shifter Monthly topic that I put up over at patreon.com/thirdShiftMe. And then coming up next week on Tuesday, get yourself, I'm not gonna continue the metaphor.
No.
Get yourself rock hard for IG2G episode 60. I can't do it. That's it. It'll be fun. We'll talk about games.
It will.
We won't talk about this.
No, this won't be a topic that we will discuss. However, it will be fun. There will be many games to talk about and all sorts of cool news. Trust us.
I got the topic for IG2G. Favorite sex-related games. There we go. That's
Boom,
the topic.
tie it in.
Discussion topic. Top 3 sex games.
Oh my God.
Sponsored by Cold
Can
Cocks.
I sit out? Can I sit out of this?
Sure.
No, you got to
One of
jump in.
edit it.
You got to give us the female perspective.
For all you guys streamers
It's
out
that
there.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Have you ever been playing an X-Seed game? You guys know what I'm talking about. And you're on stream and you're like, wow.
Here's my perspective.
Oh, God.
Exactly it.
I view it as a compliment.
Oh, there you go. See?
Just saying.
So,
So you don't want Danny to feel good. You don't want to get her self-esteem
Yeah,
going
yeah,
too
if
high.
you don't want to
So
make me
cold
feel
cock
good.
that
that's
thing.
a power play right there. Don't make you
So what you
happy.
got to do
Don't
is
make
you got to cold cocker. Oh wait, that's promoting violence. That's not good. This is bad.
That could go multiple ways.
This whole thing is bad. Oh no.
God. Yes, lady boners do matter.
Me too. That's right.
Just saying.
Oh, totally.
Well, you know what else
derailed.
I get? No, I'm not gonna do it.
Stop
I'm not
it.
gonna do
we
it.
We gotta cool it off and get away from it.
We all need cold showers now.
We all need cold cocks right now. Oh, too much fun.
Well, you know what melts that cold cock right off is Shift Codes for Golden Keys in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So hit up the Twitter, the Reddit, the forums, the Instagram. Hit up your preferred Shift Code provider. Get yourself some free loot in that game. And then listen to my man, Real 10K Beers, here in the chat, the unofficial Third Shift Me VIP reporter, because he's been dropping codes for the Borderlands VIP system like all week long. It's nuts. And on top of that, you can get 4,000 points in the VIP
man.
system if you play Borderlands Game of the Year edition this weekend. And oh, surprise, it's also free to play, so you have no excuse not to get your points.
Hey, you son of a gun. You were supposed to let me jump in right there because I wanted to specifically let everybody know that them codes have been dropping like crazy and that they're going to give 4,000 points. And if you don't know how to do it, you got to make sure you play every single day that it's available this weekend, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And if you do all three, you get the bonus 1,000 for 4,000 total. So if you don't have the game, it doesn't matter. It's going to be available to you. So go get it on your favorite system and have a great time. And if you already have it, obviously play it because that's 4,000 points. You're getting a freaking head or something already, basically, with that many points. It's a free head. It's a free freaking beautiful little nugget for Borderlands 3. Why not?
And if you don't want to get head, get cold cocks instead.
Oh, that's too
I can't
beautiful.
stop. I can't stop. You did it. Now it's the pervert show. Welcome to the pervert show, starring three idiots.
4K points is huge, but you know what else is huge?
When you don't have your cold cocks and you're at the beach.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
All right. Can't transition from that every time. It's impossible. It's literally impossible.
There's no segue. That's
No.
nothing.
No,
I tried,
it's terrible.
and it will just keep going on forever. You know what else makes me hard is this official blah blah blah. Oh, I got the perfect one. I got it right here. You know what I was super hard for, and then I cooled off on real quick, just like cold cocks, is those Weta Workshop figurines of the Vault Hunters, because the price actually came through on those. It's up on like BigBadToyStore.com.
Mm-hmm.
They're $120 a piece, so that kind of goes like. Wah. And I mean, I knew they would be because they're some fine-looking figures. They look really cool, really sharp, really, good statues and things. But, if you don't have the big bucks money, you're not going to get a big bucks statue. So if you got that money, get yourself one.
That's a lot of money, Matt. I'm telling you right now. I think I'm going to hold my purse and wait till we get like a super sale for like $69.99. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not... I'm not about that big money life, but those figurines are amazing. I really wish I could have them. Just stop it.
Yes.
You're killing me.
Well, I'm sad now that I can't play Flack. His was probably the best figurine. Mm-hmm. I liked his the best. Lamar's pretty cool, but it looks kind of stylized. I don't know if I'll get it or not. Like you said, once it drops down to like $69.99, I might.
Yeah, I'll wait for that. I'll pay attention, watch for it. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of sale down the road. Obviously, it ain't going to be in the first 6-7 months or nothing because that's when everything's going to be hot. Borderlands, everything. Borderlands this, Borderlands that. Cool off. Just like that Mad Moxie statue, back in the day. It was friggin' $5,000, but you start seeing it on super sale for like $120, and it'll happen. It'll happen.
Should have gotten it, Eric.
I should have. I totally screwed the pooch on that one. However, as I've told this story before, I have Lilith over here, and the wife already was like, what in the world is this booby girl here for? If I had Mad Moxie, yeah.
You would have had Moxie first, though. So she would have got.
That's true.
So
Mad about
you could have
that.
gotten Lilith. You could have gotten Lilith on top. She'd be like, well, it's not as bad as your other booby titty girl.
That's right. And then I've got like the art book for Catherine over here, and she's like, what is this crap? Sorry, dear. I need some cold cocks, you know what I'm saying? So.
Hang on. Let me get serious here now.
Okay.
I'm
Back to business, back to real life here.
Cold cut my throat with this.
Yes, Moe's is by far the bomb diggity real 10K. I cannot wait. Anything with Moe's I want to be on board with. So someday we'll get that. But I'll be playing Moe's for sure. So we'll be double Moe's in it, looks like.
Well, see, the only thing I don't like about the Moe's statue is it's got the fire effects, which look kind of cool, but they don't. I feel like they don't. I think she and Zane have them on that statue. I don't feel like it blends well enough with the realistic look of the statue. It looks too cartoony to me. I don't know. It's just me though.
Yeah, it's all personal.
I mean, if
preference.
there was something cartoony like the $1 Million Man or like an Android figure or something, then I could see it. But I don't know. It's personal taste,
Exactly. Now, Danny had a segue here. Well, it wasn't really a segue, but she was going to carry us forward. What were you saying? What were you saying, Danny? What was that about V something?
Yeah, it's a VIP Season 3, guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Danny got some actual loot now.
Oh, yeah.
She's
I went
ready.
to town. I had over 20,000 points,
Gee whiz.
just keeping up with all the codes and all that. And I finally purchased 8 guns. Well, I got 3 free for the 3 seasons that have been out. And then I purchased the rest with my points. And then I purchased a 9th gun that is specifically for Borderlands 3.
Dang.
So I'm already going to have several guns in game, and I haven't even played the game yet. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is awesome. So basically, are they legendary? Are they blues, perps? What are they?
The one is legendary. You get a Molly 1 something or other that's legendary in the game. And then you get... I got a... what did I get? I got the pistol. I can't remember what it's called, but I got the pistol for Borderlands 3. And then on top of that, if you pre-order the game, you also get... I wrote it down. It's the early adopter pack. If you log in within 14 days of getting the game, you get a Children of the Vault weapon, you get an Echo Device skin, and 5 golden keys.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's already 3 weapons that I'm going to have in-game.
So basically, your first 3 weapons you get to keep till you're probably, what, level 5, 10? I don't know.
I think
wonder how
one
long
of them's
they'll carry.
automatically like 10 or something
is it?
like that. Yeah, so...
I like that. I think that's
Cool
cool
stuff.
because you're going to level up so quick from, 1 to 10, 1 to 15. That's nice
Yep.
that one of them's going to be at 10, so you get a decent weapon knocking forward like that. Now, I rolled the wheel, and I got the Energized Puma or something like that, something along the lines of Puma. It's for Borderlands 3, but I have no idea if it's supposed to be a legendary or perp or whatever. I was at work on my stupid phone. I was like...
I think it's just a regular, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so just a garbage
Because it
gun.
doesn't tell you.
Boo!
I wish it would tell you. Yeah, I got the Uncomb Herald for 2, so I won't be seeing that.
Nope.
Yep.
Did you get anything, Matt?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh,
so-
you haven't done it? Okay. And I did one thing I told you I was going to do. I said I want to make Danny as mad as I can, so I went and bought the cat head for Moe's.
Nice.
So, of course, on day 1, I'll be wearing the cat head and going, meow, 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 meow.
That'll just make me happy. Backfire.
Dang it.
well, then he'll get you happy and then take the cat head off and stop doing it.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was so much better before. That's how I do it. I just become me again. Yes. Pow. Oh. All right. So if no one else is going to transition, let me talk about this. I want to get straight into the flak gameplay. All right.
Okay.
It's too early for that.
It is
Jesus
not too
Christ.
early. What?
Yes, it is too early.
Oh, you want to do
You
the? You want to
talk
do
about
the
they're
Where
having
we
a
going
Borderlands 3 launch party that everybody's flying down to Dallas,
I don't
Texas.
care about that. Do you think I'm going to it?
Because your wife won't let you leave the house for more than 45 minutes doesn't
exactly.
mean we can't say that everyone else should get their bus down to
No,
Dallas, Texas.
because then I got to look at their dumb pictures on Twitter. Ooh, we're so happy
it's too late.
and fun. It's great.
It's too
and
late.
everyone's having a
Lowlines
great
is flying
time.
from Australia in. So
Yeah.
everybody's going to be showering
Everyone's
him with love and
going.
gifts and affection and
Yes,
all
and
the
they
good
all
things.
said we can't wait to see you, and I'm like, how do you know he's coming? Because you said it was randomized or whatever, but apparently he is coming, and they're gonna make sure he's coming. So I'm gonna assume all the big names get to come in for free, for sure.
Probably, but then
Yeah,
they
there's probably like invites going out.
but they said they bought their tickets anyway. So if you're there, you can just stop by anyway. Well,
No,
what are they doing? Working on the game?
Well, you could stop by, but they said they can't let everybody into the event. So they're going to send out, once everybody's, put in their whole, hey, I want to go and request to go, then they're going to do some kind of big
Right.
purge or raffle. I don't know how they're handling it, but then they're going to start sending out the actual invites that, yes, you're invited to actually come into the event and hang out for the big party. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of rabble-rousers outside hoping to catch some glory, but...
Pitchforks and torches. We want a party.
we want to party. We want to party. The old adage.
I mean, Lowlines is part of the code editors for the EchoCast.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's good.
Yeah, so I think he probably just got an automatic invite.
I see a lot of people though already buying tickets, and they've filled out the form saying they want to go, but they haven't been approved yet. But they're just banking on going. So
I guess.
it's a lot of dedication, and I wish them all luck. But like I told you already, I don't get to go, so it's just a piece of sad news for me. Sad news, Matt.
So one piece of news it's not out yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Joshua Davidson, who does the sound design, he does like a lot of the, he was out capturing the gunfire sounds and all that stuff. He was talking about putting together a big presentation on the sound design for Borderlands 3 for a class he teaches or is a student for, I'm not sure, at Full Sail University. And he was saying in the next few months after release, obviously, once everybody's figured out everything and nothing's like a big spoiler or reveal, he says he wants to put that presentation about the audio design and sound design and getting the sound effects and all that jazz for Borderlands 3 up on YouTube or some other video site. And that made me excited because I like the behind the scenes back end stuff. You know me. So I was like, hey man, wow, cool. I gave him a like, and then I went, well, it's a few months away, so I can't be like, can't wait to see it. I mean, I could say that, but I don't know. It made me excited.
You should have in the moment, Matt, because you're going to forget about it in the next week, and then
I don't forget things. I'll never forget.
Never forget. You're like an elephant.
What are we talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. Jeez, oh Pete. So is that all your drivel news? Is that what you wanted to tell me? Jeez, oh Pete.
I mean, we got an official video about Athena's, but it was like 40 seconds and said
it was really
exactly
small.
what Mental Mars's article said. So
basically all abandoned except for the monks that were there who screwed with, Maya and Maya, whatever the hell you want to pronounce it.
and now there's like a robot dog there. It looks cool.
That does look neat. Well, and I love the aesthetic of it, the mountains and the cool little castle-like buildings. I just hope that it's not... I'm worried about that one because they said it's mostly abandoned planet except for that. So I have this suspicion that you're only going to be in that tiny little chunk. You're basically going to the temples in that area and something's going to happen and away you go.
Or it'll be like not that it's a bad thing, but like the worst parts of, Pandora, where it's just, oh, look, here's, there's cool caves and stuff, but you got to drive all the way to the other side of the planet to find the thing. Oh, cool, you found that thing. Bring it back. Bunch of like Elpis Empty Moon stuff,
Yeah, well, they got the fast travel, so at least
I was gonna say,
getting back and stuff we won't have to worry about. But getting there, yes, will be a pain in the butt. But at least after that, we'll be able to fast travel back, turn it back in, no big deal. And then in theory, it'll be a fast travel.
There's an ion storm. You can't fast travel now, guys.
If they did something like that, I'd be like, you know what? You're just trying to troll us. That's all you're doing. I'm not down for this. Skipping this planet. Not doing it.
Day one patch, screw up the planet just for us, just for third shift.
But yes, I do look forward to seeing more on that one. They haven't really showed a bunch of anything for that planet, and what's happening there. It's mostly been Prometheus and a little bit of Eden and, of course, a ton of Pandora, which I'm surprised at, honestly, if we're talking about this whole subject now, is Pandora so far still seems like it might be a big shtick. I mean, you're there for the opener, but it keeps seeming like you're going to be back at Pandora quite a bit. And I'm like, with all these other planets and things, shouldn't we only intro on Pandora so it's like hey, here's what's familiar, you guys remember all this, and now we're gone? Because, to be honest, I am tired of Pandora.
I didn't want to say it on the show because we're fans of the game and I'm excited for the game, but I agree, especially when you have shown, oh, look, here's this cool Maliwan city, here's the jungles on Eden 6, here's these other cool biomes and stuff. I'm done with Pandora. I want Pandora to be the intro mission. And hopefully it still is like the intro, like 10%, 15, 20% of the game max. But when I was watching Baru's stream, which we'll get to in a little bit, I'm sure, talking about the gameplay streams and stuff, it was just so much Pandora walking through, opening up fridges and toilets, and he's hiking up this rock formations that all look. I don't want to say it in a negative way, but it just looks like Borderlands. It's just the same Borderlands, It has the same feel to me, and I'm ready to jet off to the stars. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to spend too much time down there with characters I don't like Lilith. I want to.
Nothing wrong with Lilith. She's dead her time.
She's a traitor and a crazy person.
God.
She tried to kill Athena for no reason because she's crazy and nuts.
Well, you can't trust Athena anyway. I mean, you don't know what she's trying to do. I don't trust Athena. God.
Yeah, but at the end, she went, hey, look, we actually weren't doing anything bad. And she was like, whatever, I'm just going to kill everybody because I'm grumpy. Grr, I lost the vault key and I hunted for it for like 7 years or however long.
I will give you that. All right, I'll give you that part. How do you lose the damn vault hunter key like that? So just ridiculous. I didn't think it was that important. I didn't think people were going to come after me for this thing. What are you talking about? It's like the map to everything. It's the map to the vaults. It's the map to all the treasure. This is what you and everybody else has been looking for forever. This is what you're all after. How you just didn't think no one was going to come try to get it? What are you talking about?
And that's what killed me about watching the Baru stream in that intro segment. She's like, oh, I've just been looking for the vault key all this time. So, like, I get the impression, since Lilith is still grumpy at the start of the Commander Lilith DLC, this is very shortly after Roland died and Borderlands 2 happened. And then all that happened in the blink of an eye. Vault Key's been gone for 7 years. It's just, she can't find it then that long. What are you doing? You're terrible. You're awful. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just made me go like, I don't like Lilith even more now. You're useless.
Dang it, man.
She didn't even find it. She can't find it. She can't do nothing. She's the worst.
I still like Lilith, but I agree with you on that point. That part was like, y'all are lost your minds. This is crazy. This makes no sense. You're making Lilith seem like she's dumb. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. But then again, I think in reality, though, all the Borderlands characters are kind of dumb in their own way. So I guess it makes sense. Like, all of them have faults, you know what I mean? And they're all greedy, and they're not good guys, so it just makes sense that they're all...
They're basically all sociopaths.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's run over here and kill that man
Kill
and take
everything and take his stuff. Yeah, you're right. It's true. It's very true. Oh, goodness. But overall, I will say, I don't want to say, Pandora stinks or nothing. It's gorgeous, and it looks great, and I love it all. But I really do hope that we're not coming back a ton to Pandora because there's so much new stuff, and I want to see that for sure.
If we do have to come back, I just hope it's for a short time and then you're off to the new thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I've told both of you before, like, if I'm playing Fallout, I need to play another game that has, bright, shiny stuff in it. Because I can only deal with the desert and the crap for so long.
Yeah, then you jump into Mass Effect.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm hoping if there are big Pandora sections, I hope they're broken up by, oh man, we got the thing. Now take it over to cool Skybox Dome over there. All right.
I agree. I'm 100% on board with that. I'm not 100% on board with this flat gameplay, though, Matt.
I agree. This is the other beef I got with this whole scenario here.
So this is a good spot to jump in. The flat gameplay was released. all the big streamers, all the big names are all throwing out all their videos and getting to stream it multiple days now. And I watched one of the videos and went 3 hours and 15 minutes or something like that into the whole story. And they showed the cutscenes, they showed stuff beyond there. Then they did a jump where they took him to Eden. I think it was Eden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Eden. That's where we went.
Yeah. I didn't get to that part,
Okay.
but yeah.
They did a jump and boosted their levels and gave them all sorts of skills and stuff to play with. So it wasn't all Pandora in that, but it was up to the point where they left Pandora. And I kind of want to just have like a little discussion. First off, obviously the gameplay, it was flat gameplay, him interacting with his pets, doing his shtick. Did we like him? Did we not like him? How did we think it all felt based off what we saw? And then, of course, on to whether or not we agree with them showing all this gameplay and storyline and story beats, etc., etc.
Well, I got to say, I was excited to see the flat gameplay and see the working of the pets. And I had read Mental Mars's article jumping to that for just a quick hit because he released his article on Flack Reveal Day, and he had said, "Oh, hey, surprise!" Which I didn't know. Even looking at the skill tree, you can mix and match pets and skills. So seeing that in action, I think Baru was the one I watched. He's the one I'm the biggest fan of. Watching him do that and then going, "Oh, look," and it looks so cool. Like, you're dropping your pet in with the Gamma Burst. It's poofing up big, and you have the 3 different ones you can juke and jive between. I loved watching the gameplay and seeing that Gamma Burst bust in, the radiation aura, the pet grow to super huge, because that was the skill tree I was going to go down. So I enjoyed the Flack gameplay, watching Flack looking at the skills and seeing Flack in action. But if we're getting into the other part, hey, just the gameplay first. What were your impressions of Flack? Yeah.
What about you, Danny?
I liked him a lot, and I liked that you could use him as a sniper character if you wanted to. And, kind of like a gauge in, why do I want to say Megatron?
Death Trap? You talking about?
Yes, Death Trap.
Megatron, yeah. I wish Gage had Megatron.
His ult, he could turn into a gun and she could just have him.
Exactly.
Yep.
None of this turned into a tank nonsense from the later generations.
Oh,
no,
goodness.
No way.
So, I mean, it was nice to see that relationship where you could still have that type of gameplay if you wanted it. I love the fact that you can name your animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
So that I just love the customization of the whole game in general. That you can do whatever you want pretty much now.
Get that little monkey pet and just name it Eric. Eric, get in there.
I knew that was going to happen. Now,
God, that'd be so funny.
I'm actually totally down with this idea because I don't know if you saw, but they each have their own little quirks, their own little things they do. And the monkey, he likes to come up and he lifts his tail up and he shows you his butthole and his ass sparkles and stuff. So that'd be me showing you my butthole all the time, Matt. So yes, please go with Flag and pick the monkey and name him Eric because I would enjoy that.
Well, what I'll do is I'll name the monkey Eric and then use the skag, which is the tree that I wanted anyway.
Oh, dang
I would never see you ever.
Ever.
It'd be just like real life.
You just ignore
I'm
me.
friends with Eric. I could zoom him in if I wanted to, but
I don't really want to. He's good where he's at. I don't appreciate that.
God.
For me, I don't have a big interest in Flag. I enjoyed his gameplay. I was kind of looking at the pets. That's where I was focusing more on and what they were doing. And I'm... Right, I can't even judge it. It's too low level to judge it. But from the early gameplay, I didn't feel like the pets were very powerful. At least the skag didn't seem to be. I saw it out there just, biting and chomping, but it wasn't really killing anything. It was more of just a distraction. And then of course it can go down, so then you got to go res it up, and it was. I liked the interaction with it. I like how it was yelping when it was getting hit and hurt, and so that way you could oh crap, it's over there having an issue, and you could help assist it, and then keep going. And I liked how you could target things. That was really cool. I enjoyed that, and I love how the pets always come back to you, so it feels like a real pet. So you're it comes back to you, you're walking with the pet, and then it goes off to where you tell it to go, and then it comes back. Whereas, the whole Gage thing, my Death Trap, he was everywhere. I had no idea usually where Death Trap was, nor did I care, and of course he disappeared, and That was the end of Death Trap. And this one, it feels natural. It feels more like you're actually... And there was a whole shtick. It was from Eurogamer I got this. They were talking with the creative director and everything, and how they got inspiration from World of Warcraft and Pokemon for FLAC this time around.
Nice.
And making sure that your pet's something you want to take care of, be aware of, and it aware of you, and then interaction with it. Hence why they allow you to, pet him, and the skag does his little love roll, all that good stuff. And the spider ants your serial killer. The monkey just wants to impress you constantly. So, no, I like that. I love the whole aspect of the pet thing going on. I just worry that early game, it didn't seem real powerful to me. So I just like,
Well, two things. One, I didn't see anybody use it like a lot, but they did specify that each pet has different attacks based on, their default attack, and then when you target an enemy, it does something totally different. So knowing and playing into that would be a lot of fun, I think. As a FLAC player, it would be a ton of fun being like, well, I don't need him to go in on the boss, so if I use for the skag, if you use the targeted attack, it spits acid instead. It doesn't run up and keel over and die, just like, the mutations of the pets as you go along through the skill tree. Like going down that skag tree, it mutates into this kind of skag. It mutates into that kind of skag.
And that's
like
just it. I saw that.
Like it starts off mutated already, and then when you do your Gamma Burst, if you do that one, then it's doubled in size, doubled in power and HP. So you have a badass skag, and then you make him like an alpha skag, essentially. So I feel like the early game might be a little tuned down just to make them not overpowered, so you're not just send the skag out.
Yeah, you just rely on your pet.
And it gives you a chance, to learn, too. So you know how to use your own guns, and then you also know how to learn to target things and then send them specific commands, because I think that's where the true power is going to be, is in utilizing them correctly, giving them targets, and then taking advantage of the skill sets they have to take advantage of the scenario and win the day, da-da-da-da.
Especially since some have the ability to aggro. I think the Jabber's got an aggro ability.
Which is fantastic.
So you can get super deep into that stuff, I'm sure, if you want to.
So, early game, like I said, just seemed a little but I did see all the skills, and they look like it's going to beef up big time, and that's kind of where I want to see the pets at. I watched Dantix play through the 3-hour shindig.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because maybe I fell asleep a little bit, I don't know, but I don't remember the Eden part very well. And maybe he just didn't utilize the pet a lot in that little section, because obviously, like I said, they leveled you up for that and gave you a lot of skills. But I don't remember him utilizing the pet so much. But that also could have just been, it was, obviously 3 hours into a stream, and I was just kind of like staring mindlessly at that point, probably. So I should probably go back and check that out, because that's where I'm interested in, to see if endgame FLAC's going to be rocking it out with those pets, and how you can utilize it to be awesome.
Let's dive into the conversation about these giant 3-hour streams showing off at least, because I made it through at least 2 hours of Baru, was even falling asleep in the middle, just like you talked about. But
he went 3 hours.
But I didn't see him do the level skip part. He was still on Pandora that whole time, just playing through the intro story. And I don't know about anyone else, but I restart games a lot. Like if I'm doing like Dragon Age or something, some kind of RPG, I create my character, I go through the intro stuff, and I don't like the way I built him. I start it over again. The more I see the same content, like especially intro stuff, the less interested I get in it. So when I'm watching this, I've already seen the intro little bit with Claptrap, getting put on the magnet and all that stuff, and Lilith comes down. And Shiv.
Yeah.
I've seen that like 3 or 4 or 5 times now. And then now on top of it, because I am interested, I want to see more, but now I've seen like the first 2 hours of the game, the first whole 2 hours, and that's with the streamers speeding through the first intro part that everyone's seen and played already. Anyone who knows me knows I like to go into like media blackout on things that I like anyway, so this is like double whammy on that. Like the fact that I don't like seeing repeated content over and over when I play, now I'm seeing it, and now I already am like done with new stuff, and I keep seeing new stuff. It's just, I don't know, it bugs me, because now I'm going to play through those first 2 hours and go, oh yeah, this is the part that I saw Baru doing. Here's where Claptrap gives you the thing to go and find the Claptraps that are stuck on on the spikes and the electrical poles and stuff. So I see the good in it because I like to see more of the new thing. That's nice. But at the same time, I feel like we're seeing too much now. And from so many sources, if you like Baru, you can watch him do it. If you like Killer 6, you can watch him do it. If you like Gathalion, and if you like all three of those guys, you've seen 6 hours of Borderlands 3. You've seen the first 2 hours 3 times. To me, I don't know. It's too much for me. I'm not a big fan of it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I also like to, like at the very beginning when they release that they're releasing a game, I like to fill myself in on what it's going to be like, who are the characters and all that stuff. But then after a while, I like to just kind of clean slate it. So like before I get the game, I kind of forget a lot of the things that I've learned at the beginning. So I'm going into it with a fresh mind. Mm. And I didn't sit and watch the stream, Baru's stream, all the way through. I kind of came in and out on parts because I didn't want to see the whole thing, but I still wanted to see what FL4K was like to play. Mm-hmm. You know, what's the previous streams, gameplay streams with the other characters. But it seems like I always came in on parts that I had seen on previous streams. So I've seen a certain cutscene twice that I don't think should have been shown. I don't think they should have gone that far, honestly, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a little too much, and there's still a whole month to go, so...
I'll jump in real quick. Like, when he started his stream, he said, yeah, we're going to start with level 1 FL4K, and then we're going to jump to level 20-something. Uh-huh. And I figured level 1 FL4K would be the intro bit, where you get up to Shiv, you meet Lilith, you get the grenade mod. She's like, come on, killer, let's go.
Right.
Now you're level 22. But instead, it just kept going and going and going and going. So... Anyway, back to you, Eric.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I didn't mind it going to Mouthpiece because that was in the intro stuff. That's all the things we've seen, minus a cutscene that was in there that was skipped out on. And then after Mouthpiece, there's another one. All right, there's a couple more events, a couple more tasks to do, a couple things you got to get done. And then there's a cutscene in there, which I still don't know if we should even really talk about it, just in case, people listening are blackout and don't want to get any spoilers, but...
Right.
And plus, I don't know if you saw this thing, Matt.
I didn't see it.
Okay, but
I was probably asleep at that point.
It's a story bit about the Calypsos, and and I suspected as much, but boom, there now I know, and I see it, and I'm on the fence on this because after watching that little cutscene and how everything went down and what happened, I'm even more excited because I like how it is set up the Calypso twins. And I can definitely tell there's going to be a lot to go. There's a lot to dig into in this. There's a lot that's going to happen with these two and then the interaction with the other characters. Mm-hmm. However, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I want to play this game. I just want to play this for myself. I want to have a couple beers. I want to laugh and hear all these jokes for the first time and not have to do it's that part. yeah, guys. He's saying, the thing. Here we go.
Right.
Let's laugh because it was funny the first time, obviously. And then I don't want to do that. And I feel like I'm at that max point for myself that I want to go. I'm like, okay, you already gave me a reveal that I I'm glad I saw, but not glad I saw. I don't want to go any further. But of course, we're supposed to be watching this stuff, covering it, and making sure we're up to date on what's going on. So this is a scenario where we're, as a podcast, it's kind of like, well, shouldn't we know everything we can know? But as individuals who want to play this game, I'm like, well, I kind of want to play this game and enjoy the hell out of it. Not have the first 3-4 hours where I'm just, okay, that part's funny. Listen. Yep, okay.
I think it would be different if we were in the same position as, like, Baru or Dantix or any of the streamers where we've actually been able to put our hands on it. Mm-hmm. But we're a podcast on the outside where we don't have that firsthand experience. So it's kind of like we're still on the outside like everyone else.
Well, yeah, because they got to play it, Danny. You know what I mean? They got their first time. They got to actually play it and laugh. We're all, like you said, us outsiders just watching them play it. And it's like, cool, but it's wasting the moments for me.
Right.
That's exactly it. I want to find out and discover things and be surprised. And I can't be surprised if I've seen it all before. Like, even there was a part in Baru's stream where he was trying to find one of those claptraps tied to a pole, and he kept driving around and around and around, and it was while Tyrene was sending in echo things about, oh, hey, thanks to this donator, thanks to this person. And it cycled through her lines. She had a good amount of not lines, like 10 to 15 of those that she went through. Mm-hmm. But while he was searching around and searching around and searching around, it went through them 3 times. So ones that were funny the first time already aren't funny to me anymore. I'll go, oh yeah, this is the one about the thumb, haha. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the one with the skins. Yeah, they're gonna put the skins on the moon.
So, well, I do want to say this, since you're on that little bit. I gotta say, the interactions, the echo logs popping up, all that happening. Elisa is fantastic. Does a fantastic job. Like, perfectly nails that character. And I thought it was going to be I was worried that it was going to be kind of like one-dimensional. She's just going to be super annoying and just crazy, as a character. But no, it's like, she's really a show woman, or whatever you want to call her. She's really putting on a good show, but you can tell she's got ulterior motives and motivations. There's a lot of depth there. So I'm totally digging the interaction between the characters. And of course, you, the player character, are always putting out little quips and little one-liners and stuff. So we're getting what we were asking for, which is more interaction between you as the player in the game and then the outside forces coming at you and talking to you and doing everything else. So that, once again, was really cool to see, and it was nice getting to watch that gameplay because you get to check out all that and go, okay, it is in there. There is a lot of interaction. This is really cool. But, of course, like you said, it's just, I'm like, okay, no more. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm done. No.
So we kind of discussed pre-show how we wanted to talk about it, because I don't want to get spoiled from the thing you already know about, but we thought we'd put it up to the listeners. So you in chat, or anyone who's listening to the podcast version, let us know if you want us to spoil it for ourselves and watch it and talk about it on the show, or if you guys are still in blackout mode, if you want to, see it all for yourselves without hearing us talk about stuff that other people have already done. I don't know. What are your opinions on it? Let us know. Give us your feedback. This is not the end of the show because we have one more thing to talk about. But that would have been a perfect segue. Give us your feedback, all the stuff.
It would have. Almost there.
But stick around, and I'll do that later.
That's right. We'll do it a second time. It's going to be great. You'll be fine.
That's right.
You're going to love it. So, yes, definitely let us know, because if we get the blessings of the audience, we will probably stop watching any further gameplay. That way we can go in and have some fun. Because I also want to have content for our podcast. I don't want to come in rehash. I want to come in fresh, going, hey, we experienced this week. We did these quests. We did this with Tyrene, this with da-da-da-da. We had fun. What'd you think of that? What'd you think of these 4 quests we took care of? I want to go in that kind of context going forward with the podcast as we play. So if we keep watching and watching and watching it, we're going to have to, pretend kind of, I don't like that.
And I will say the one part about watching the streams that I at least still have some faith in is I built skill trees for for 3 characters. I didn't do, who was it? I haven't touched Moses yet, but I built them all out, the way I would do it, going through each one and pick. And then watching Baru do it, he went, oh, let's just go down this one. And I went, what are you doing? No, that's, So at least I have the self-fulfillment of knowing that I didn't just watch him and I'm just doing it his way. I still will do it my way and still have unique interactions with the characters, however you want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? A unique relationship with that character, building that character my way. So that should be fun.
Yeah, quick side note, I made a sick incendiary build with Moz. Oh my goodness, man. It's going to be stupid awesome. And it's got a whole bunch of friendly interaction, meaning you guys will also get incendiary buffs.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to be great. I cannot wait. Because I was specifically trying to build something that would give you guys a whole bunch of the side, gun damage, incendiary elemental, that kind of stuff, reload speed. So it's going to be good.
Well, now I got to go rebuild and actually take allies get bonuses now?
Yes, you got to have at least a couple. I mean, we're building a team. You want to boost up Because you got to think of it.
0 of those.
Matt, you
not
have
a single one.
If that should be your solo.
Dude,
No,
for the
that should
last
be your
4
solo
weeks we've been
build.
talking about all our teammates are morons. Everybody just runs in 18 directions.
I'm talking
So
about in the case of shields and stuff. This is side things. Like, this is just gun damage. I don't care if Danny's a mile away over there or you're way up there. You're all getting the gun damage no matter what. It's not like you have to be within 10 feet of me or something. I'm just getting you gun damage.
That's what most of mine were. It was like, an aura around for flak, or around flak, or the pet, or the the area where you put the pet. And I went, Danny's gonna be over there, Eric's gonna be over here, the pet's gonna be right in here, and I'll be back there. So it's not happening, no way. So I'll look through.
I was gonna say go through it because I'm sure there's a couple that have some passive, pluses for us, and obviously, if you can get it so you're getting 6% gun damage and you're also giving us 6%, the power level, our output is just higher and better. It's good stuff.
If I go down this tree, I get 20% from myself.
Oh my god!
If I go down this tree, I become, impenetrable, and I can just res you guys when you die.
But you won't, because you'll be 10 miles that way, Danny. And I'm down. I'm coming.
It's not my fault. I go on the path of the mission, and you guys go like this.
You gotta explore. Wait, that's not true.
She is lying.
I'm the one. No. All right. You know what? Who's doing the maps this time? Because it's not me.
It's gonna be Danny.
I put the mission on, and every time I say, "Here's the mission to the north," everyone goes, "Woo!" It's usually me and Eric going this, and then we kind of look over here, but then we go this way. And then
I would say as the beers get flowing, then we start to go, hang on though.
Yeah.
You smell that? You smell that?
See,
that's a Borderlands symbol.
Because we played with somebody who literally couldn't read a map and just went that way.
Yeah, that's very true. We did. Rest in peace.
Go to the mission, dude. Where is it?
What's the mission? How do you tell?
Over here.
Oh my gosh, never mind.
Look at your map.
All right,
But
so
the smell, that's a different thing.
you gotta pay attention to that. You do.
You gotta find those Borderlands.
Oh,
symbols.
you gotta find. I can't wait. It's sad to say. I'm most excited about that. I can't wait to just
look at this grin on my face.
Yeah,
yes.
There's one here. Oh yeah, there's one around here, boys and girls.
I can't wait to whoever it is. I can't wait for somebody to find the first one, and we will celebrate like there's no frickin' tomorrow because nobody's found one ever. I haven't seen anybody say that there's one anywhere,
and that's weird.
So when we find one,
me.
it's going to be the celebration of all celebrations. I'm going to need a cold cocks to even get through the rest of the gameplay.
You will. Trust me, it'll be real awkward trying to stand up to go to the restroom without one. You know what I'm saying? God, leave that out of the picture. Thank you.
I'm so glad we're not on cams when we play together.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I was thinking like we had cams on.
Yeah, hey, no, I'm not going to say it. I can stream naked if I want to. That's all I'm saying. I'm the only one who doesn't stream with a camera, so...
Oh, Lordy. Well, I could too. There'd be repercussions, but... Anything is possible.
I'm so glad this is a mature stream.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Oh, man, what a show. But the last actual piece of news that we have, I know Danny said she had 18,000 notes about it. There was an article
like that.
There was an article on VentureBeat.com, an interview with writers of Borderlands 3, Sam Winkler and Danny Homan. I could read it even in the dark, and I squinted. It was really good. Good job, me. I can't believe it. I didn't have to hold this up to my face. Good job, me. But what you got on it, Danny? I thought it was a good interview. I had fun. I enjoyed it.
It was nice to learn about where Borderlands 3 came from, because it did start off with Mikey Newman, who was the writer for Borderlands 2 and
no, Borderlands 1.
Was he?
He was the writer
Borderlands
of
1.
Borderlands 1. Yep.
Did he do anything for 2?
I'm sure he did stuff, yes, but he wasn't the main
but
writer.
Anthony Birch was the big dog in that one.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay. So Mikey was going to take the helm on 3, but then he got sick, so he left Gearbox. And Paul Sagi was also another one who was doing some of the writing, but these two guys came in and took over, and I guess it took them over 3 years to come up with the storyline for this whole game, which was pretty massive.
And that's what I'm excited for. And they were talking about in the interview, like the mandate that you have to leave Pandora. So if it took them 3 years to put together a storyline for it, I'm really hoping that, and they talked about it a little bit of how, creating this interweaving story that makes you go to these planets and have something interesting to do that means something on each planet. And I'm hoping it's not just a Mass Effect type thing, like, raise the morale here on Eden 6 so we can fight the Children of the Vault, But I'm sure it won't, but when they got to the part about talking about, I'm going to jump ahead real quick, about your companions on Sanctuary 3 commenting on the story missions and stuff you'd done, it put me in the mind of Mass Effect or any BioWare game where you hit the big story beat and you go back to camp and everyone goes, man, that witch in the castle sure was crazy. Yeah, whoa, good thing we solved it that way. Or the evil character goes, I would have just killed them all. And I'm hoping it's not as formulaic as that. I'm sure it won't be because it's Borderlands, but when you put all the ducks in a row, it looks like a row of ducks to me. So I'm interested to see how they Borderlands-atize it,
Yeah.
I was also just really impressed with, as I already stated earlier, the Calypso twins. I'm really kind of harping on this because for me, the bad guy's got to be amazing. And they talk about this, and Handsome Jack was amazing. Everybody loved Handsome Jack. Loved him or loved to hate him. Either one of them, doesn't matter, mixture of both. He was a great bad guy. They knew that. They had to come up with something that was just as good, but something that was not Handsome Jack. Because if you try to mimic it or be it, you're just going to fail no matter what you do. And so, of course, they made the Calypso twins. And they stated, and then the spoiler I got earlier kind of solidified it, that they're not dicks just to be dicks. They're not just these empty-headed streamer morons coming together, uniting the bandits by killing and murdering. There's ulterior motives. There's reasonings behind it. There's a very, very, very deep relationship between the brother and sister. And obviously there's all sorts of good and bad that comes with that, as does with all brothers and sisters, brothers, whatever. And they went ahead and talked about that whole subject some, on how they wanted to make sure there was a deep story there and something that you could get on board with and either love, hate, or a mixture of both, because that's what you need for a really good bad guy. Right. So they touched on that. They said that they think they did a good job with it. I can tell you from the spoiler I've seen that there is going to be a lot to go on and a lot to do with the Calypso twins. So I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool that they just tried to figure out how to take a step aside from the corporate bad guys and who's the next biggest, people in the world that can bring a lot of people together. They're the streamers. So I thought that was a cool...
Yes, man. Yes. These streamers with all their power.
I thought that was a cool take.
Look at Ninja and Dr. Disrespect with the little puppet strings dangling all their minions, telling them what to do and think.
Yup.
And I mean, yeah, I get it, because they are like the biggest thing in the world, and it's been proven with monetary facts. But when I hear, oh man, they're the most important thing in the world, and I don't pay attention to any of them, it just goes, what are you talking about? What? No, they're not. They're not important to me, and I am the world.
Well, you're becoming that old man like the current politicians.
Kind of world.
Like, what are those video games? Those evil things that Satan brought forward for her. You're gonna be them soon, where the world's gonna move on. You're gonna be like, that's all stupid. Therefore, everything's stupid. And then everyone's gonna go, you're just a dumb old man who doesn't know what's happening. You're ignorant fools. What?
To my credit, I never said it was stupid. All I said is it doesn't affect me, so I don't pay attention to it, or like.
Yeah, because you're not at that point yet.
If something reaches its finger in my bubble and pokes me, I'll go, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, I get it." Or I don't like that, but I understand it. Just stay out of my bubble. I'm the most important.
Yes, I love it. There it is. There's the ego man. I knew he'd come out eventually. I guess
he always does it on the streams, man.
Yes, he does.
Gosh bless.
Oh man. So I thought it was really cool, but they also talked about writing for the characters and the how the voice actors actually pulled out a lot more of the character for them to write more about. Some of the lines the voice actors write, as it usually does in the Borderlands games. And also for the fact that they took the script that they wrote and they pulled a bunch of devs into a conference room and they did a live reading of their little scripts. I thought it had to be so much fun.
I see that one I was mixed on. I don't know. I think I would not like that part. You know, every other day having to come into a room and they're like, all right, Eric, you're going to be Bobby Boucher today. You're going to be Timmy. And it's like,
You even said the
fun.
name. If I came over and said, Eric, you get to be Timmy all day today, you would have a great day.
Well, if I
This
could
would
be
the
Timmy.
best day of your life.
yes.
You
Timmy.
even said it. You couldn't even say, I don't want to do it without putting in the name
Timmy.
that would make you do it.
It was a subliminal thing, man, all right? Stop it. I don't know. I'm mixed on it because it always draws me back to high school and AP Lit when the teacher constantly made me do the different voices for like Hamlet and blah, blah, blah,
Oh, wow.
King Lear and all this crap. And so I'm always having to be one of the main cast members and sitting there all the time having to go through the lines, do it. And then of course she's like, oh, with some enthusiasm. And then I'm doing it with enthusiasm because it's me. And then you get other characters and players not cooperating and doing it right. And then I'm just looking like some dumb idiot
Fair
chump
enough.
who's like getting all in it like a moron. And they're all like, dumb arrow. I didn't want to do this in the first place. I'm just trying to do it right. It's not fair.
So hey, if it's high school story time, I had an experience like that in AP English where it was Cyrano de Bergerac. We watched like the first scenes of it, a movie of it, and then we were reading it the next day. And the dude who was supposed to be Cyrano was gone. So they went, hey, Matt, read these lines. And I went, oh, look, these are the lines I just saw. And since I got a brain, I remember how he said it. Bup-a-bup-bup-bup-bup-bup. And then the dude came back the next day, and they were like, oh, yeah, he's supposed to be him. And he read it like this. Hello, I am Cyrano. Wow.
Oh my god.
That's cool. And everyone went, no. Matt needs to do it again.
Cancel this.
Just jump out of here.
Well, at least you came out the hero.
So, I
That's
mean,
true.
you guys are just talking about being awesome, and you're mad about being awesome.
No. I'm
No,
mad.
I was
You're
proud of it.
probably-
It was a happy
I'm
story.
mad that
I am the greatest.
Okay, Eric was mad about it.
No,
then.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just mad that other people don't get on board with it, and I'm the only
That's
one
it.
in there.
Fair enough. Okay,
if
I got
you're awesome and everyone goes, why doesn't he just be dumb
doesn't he
like
be
us?
stupid?
That's like being at work
Yes,
every
that's
single
every
day.
day of
That's
my
every
life.
day at work.
Don't like it.
Okay,
So
fair
yes,
enough. I
if
gotcha.
everybody's, if I imagine the Happy Time Gearbox planet, what they keep telling me is the case. Everybody lives there in rainbows and clowns and everything else. They're in a board meeting. Everyone's participating. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If everybody's laughing, if everybody's in there going into character the best they can or how they interpret it and having a blast with it, that would be a great experience. But of course, when you say that, I instantly go back to the old experiences of those kind of
Yeah.
scenarios, and I'm like, no, I'd rather just sit at my desk, do my job, get things done. Thank you.
Rather just code.
Yes,
I would just think those people wouldn't get invited to the conference room.
that's true. I think after a certain time, you're right. They probably weed out those who don't want to participate or like
You
that.
guys
kind of
don't really want to be here, so you can sit at your desk and code.
You can come back when we have all the character stuff finalized.
Yeah, and then
once
come
we're
read over it.
This is the script. All right, come in, build the character like this.
Yeah. And now, speaking of characters, we didn't talk about this, but I wanted to make sure we mentioned it. Balix. Are you kidding me? Did you guys see
Oh
this?
my god, yes.
I still haven't seen
Oh
it.
my God, Matt.
Oh, it's so
Ice-T.
I saw who it was, so I'm excited for
Okay.
it
The
regardless.
voice, oh my god, it's so good.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Hilarious.
And it's adult as all hell. Like, I mean, there's
Well,
no
of course, it's
It
Ice-T.
is.
no bars held, nothing. You know, it's bananas. I was not expecting it to go the way it did. I did not expect
Me
any of that.
either.
I was just like, oh wow, okay. Here we go. This is what we're doing. Roger that. So you're gonna
Nice.
you can either black out Matt and just not listen to any of it, but it's out there if you want to. It's a whole bunch of his quest line.
Well, there's that little like 30-second teaser thing that they did that he revealed, so I'll probably watch that and go, ooh, That'll probably be enough.
Oh,
Just one
it
little trip.
doesn't do it justice. Oh
That's
my
fine.
god.
That's fine as long as I
But
get
it's
some.
still so good. Yeah.
I'd prefer you actually didn't watch it, Matt, so that way at least one of us goes in fresh, so I can laugh at you laughing at it for the first time. So that will work. Then I can kind of get
That works.
experience with it fresh again.
You can see what it would have been like for you
me,
to have heard it for the first time.
playing it. Yes,
Drunkenly cackling. about
exactly.
this little
That's
bit.
exactly it. So let's do that. We'll keep you media blackout. But I just wanted to mention here on the podcast that that's amazing. With that being done, and then of course they talked more about the directions they went and finding their own path, different, which is different from what Mikey had in mind, and and all that. Mm-hmm. You can see differences already in the different humor and what they're going for with some of this. So I'm just very excited because I get to see all these different angles, and they said they tried to put in a lot of different kind of humor this time. So you're gonna get all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, that's awesome. Some of them might not hit for me, but then there might be a lot more that does when there's sometimes chunks that weren't my shtick. So it was just like, okay, this guy's annoying me. Let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah. I want to see more shade. Any more shade. That's my kind of humor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I do want to dial back to the article for one last quick, like, it's kind of more of a mechanical thing they were talking about with voiceover and having a priority system for the voiceover you're hearing. In addition to having the echoes just be, and we saw it on the stream, we picked up an echo, you shoved it into your device. It's an actual inventory item in the world. So if you're listening to an echo and you cross over that invisible line to where the story mission goes, hey, you still coming on over here, Vault Hunter? Now you can go, you don't have to just go, well, I'll never hear that echo again. Now you just go in your inventory and find it. And they said they've got the VO priority system. So if a story mission VO is going, blah, 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 and you or I are out picking up skag poop for the side mission, it won't stop and cut that story voiceover to say, oh, looks like you found a skag pile. Keep it up, Vault Hunter.
Yes, which happened
I'm
a
excited
lot,
for that.
and that was annoying as hell.
Right.
So that's a huge improvement, and it's something you wouldn't think is a huge improvement, but yeah, if you've played a lot of Borderlands, exactly, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's it for me. I don't know if anybody else got any real big takeaways. Danny?
You know, the one thing that I heard is that the game is going to, the main story mission is 35 hours. How do you guys feel about that?
More the better. I mean, you give me 100 hours, and like he was saying, they said that's like if you just go through it, doing some of the side missions as you go, but not focusing or trying to do them, and then you do the main story. That feels great to me. 35 hours seems pretty darn nice, especially since you're going to have to go through, the true, ultimate, the different levels of it, and or start over with another character who you want to be your side.
Right.
I think that's spot on, because your first one you want to go all the way through with every quest, so you're talking probably, 50, 60 hours, maybe more, depending on how slow you are.
Probably, yeah.
And then with your side ones, just ramming through as fast as you can, probably 30. And, when they say 30, 35, you can probably get down to probably 20, 25 if you really go to
Once
town.
you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Where to go.
Yeah, because you can skip all the cutscenes and voice lines and
So
stuff.
I feel like that's a pretty sweet spot. I like it. I don't know. What about you, man?
Yeah, I feel like when they first announced that, I think it was right around the reveal trailer time when they were doing all the interviews, somebody who, whichever site it was that reported on that, said that on howlongtobeat.com, just doing almost everything in a playthrough of Borderlands 2 was about 35 hours.
Yeah.
So it sounds right. I mean, because that's what we did. We picked up every side mission, did everything. And I went, yeah, that sounds like about how long it takes to beat a Borderlands game to me, because that's the one big one we beat over and over and over. But if they added they've got even more planets, so there's more side missions, there's the crew missions, there's all this other stuff. So it sounds good to me. I want that first playthrough to be a really long one. So if just the story is 30, 35, and we blow that up to 40, 45 with doing all the side missions, that's perfect, because I love the first playthrough of a Borderlands game. Once we get into the true and the ultimate, that's where, well, I said it on the Shifter Monthly topic. I went into it in more detail, but that's, the novelty falls off. And then I'm just having fun with my friends. So I want that first initial impressions, initial discoveries, and adventures we go on to last as long as possible before we go, hey, we picked up the mailbag quest. You want to go over to point B where it starts before I pick it up here at point A, and we'll meet halfway. You'll do those 3 mailboxes. I'll do these 3. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what
the
I'm
usual
talking about.
shtick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, once it gets to that point. I think it takes 2 playthroughs before we'll be there, but I agree. Obviously, the first one's going to be the creme de lait, and the second one's going to be, all right, it's just
but
still
even
great.
that second one, you're like, oh, I remember there's something weird about this one.
But, then the third, obviously, at that point, you're done. You're just doing it to drink beers and have fun, And then beyond that, you're a crazy person, which I want to be this time. I want to get OP. Yeah. I want to do the whole shtick. I want to go nuts with it. So I got to team up with, some of our chat members because Matt's going to abandon us, and I don't know if Danny's going to stick it out or not.
Well, see, that whole mayhem mode where you tailor your own end game experience, I think that has the possibility to get me to do that.
Okay.
Because if I can make it more interesting in whatever way that is, I'm not, I don't mind hard difficulty, but if it has, like we talked about before, if you have to slag every enemy and then switch to their thing and then swag them again, if it's something like that, that's the kind of stuff I'm not into. But if it's just rolling through, having fun, we'll put on mayhem mode, extra shock damage, everybody's got shock novas when they die, or something crazy, make it interesting, then I'll play forever.
Cool. Well, hopefully maybe that'll be the case. We'll have all 3 of us playing forever. We'll get all the guns and all the things. It'll be fantastic.
Heck yeah.
But we won't know for a while, Matt. So that's about it. So we did it.
Yeah.
We made it through another show, everybody. Congratulations. Man, wow.
We didn't get kicked off Twitch for the blatant product placement that we had earlier in the episode. So what do you guys think about everything we talked about, anything we talked about? Especially though I'm going to reiterate, please do let us know what you guys would like to see or hear from us related to like the story details that keep getting revealed in all these streams. Do you want to hear it, or do you want to stay a little bit media blackout and be surprised? Do you want us to be surprised? I mean, do you want to ruin my day and make me have to watch it all? Is that what you want? If it is, let us know via email at info@thirdshift.me. Tweet at us at ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift, or go to coldcocks.com to order your very own pair of cold cocks.
Just imagine the infomercials on those. Are you having a problem?
So great.
Cold
cock it. Boom. Roosters come flying out of their little hole thing. Oh, gosh. You know what? If you want more content like that, you can head over to our Patreon, everybody, all right? And you can throw us $1, $2, $5, $1,000. We treat it just like a tip jar. You might even satisfy that dream to where we can not only have a food line for $1 million, but make the product and have cold cocks on the shelves along with those babies in jars, all right? We're starting to build something here, an empire, all right? The Third Shift empire.
I got it. I got the infomercial. Have you got a problem and it's some big roided out bald-headed bodybuilder. He's all red, bright red in the face. You got a problem? Cold cock it. And some scrawny dude punches it, and he goes,
oh my God. Just disgusting.
Just
big, like this little...
big veined out dude. Big, big bald head, big round head. Vein popping out on the top.
Bulbous, one might say.
Yeah. And then you got a cold cock it. Just bam.
Cold cock it.
One shot. It's like
Does
George McFly,
Mm-hmm.
That's how you
Little
do it.
Mac.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yes. This bald bull getting the best of you.
This bald bull that's money right there. God, just start printing it. Just start printing it. You can print money too. Throw it our way over at the Third Shift Patreon to make these dreams come true. We'd appreciate it so much. Everybody who has in the past and will do so in the future, we love and thank you so very much. But if you cannot throw us any money because you're like, nah, y'all are crazy, or you just don't have any because, you're too busy buying bingo cards and failing at that, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, who am I to judge? You can support us in other ways, like heading on over there to the Twitters and throwing thumbs ups and likes and all that crap. You can also go give us mailbag questions, which we love answering. You can throw us a Talented Tuesday, which we haven't had in quite a while. You can go to Twitch. You can follow us there, subscribe, Prime subscription, any of that good stuff. We appreciate any and all that support.
Oh, no.
Perfect Talented Tuesday contest. Design the box art
for Cold Cocks.
Logo.
Oh, my God. Yes, that's amazing.
Somebody has to submit it, though. I can't submit my own
Well,
idea.
yeah, Third Shift can't submit our own ideas, so somebody out there in the Third Shift universe, help us out. Help us help you.
But until that time, this podcast drops every Friday, so we'll be back in your ear holes on the 23rd of August for our very next episode. And you can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, if you like what we're doing and you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it. And this is the part of the show where you give everybody your emails, you give everybody your Twitters, your Tumblr, your Reddit addresses, Danny. You tell them the Instagram account. You tell them what street you live on, what apartment building to go to, what apartment it is, the super secret knocks. You give them your 3 sizes. You give them your home phone number. You tell them how much your cat weighs even. I don't even know. Tell everybody what they need to know about you, Danny.
All right, well, I'm going to make this a game. You're going to have to collect these numbers over the next however many live on the fives. The first number is 5. I'm not telling you what it's a part of. You just have to collect them all and just figure it out.
I like it.
I figured it out. I know it.
The
next number is... Oh, sorry.
No, wait.
She's giving me the
Next
wrap
show.
it up signal, everybody. I'm sorry. We got to go.
Don't forget to say.
You guys can find me on... You guys can find me on Twitter at Uskoi84, USA KOI84, or USA Koi as everyone loves to call me.
You even spelled it that way, USA Koi. I mean,
like a
it
koi
is.
fish. You're a koi fish living in America. That's kind of how I always thought.
Red,
of it.
white, and blue striped
They're gonna
koi
be
fish.
they're gonna be my sponsors someday. There is a USA Koi out there.
Perfect.
Or they're going to hit you with a cease and desist.
Probably.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter. That's usually where I am all the time. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitch. I am on here Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, sometimes Saturdays.
Sometimes.
It depends.
I won't be on this Saturday. I'm going to be somewhere else. Or am I? Yeah, probably.
Or are
I
you?
don't know.
I don't know.
Well, someone's always here Saturday, so.
True.
But
Well,
anyways.
usually.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes.
And hey, you can catch me on a Friday night getting the daylight scared out of me by a scary alien and robots and people that I'm not supposed to kill, but I don't know that I'm not supposed to kill them. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you murdered him, Matt. You're a murderer.
Oh, no.
Literally every other human in the game to that point is turned around and going, "You're not supposed to be here, pew, pew, pew." Well, okay, I'm going to get the drop on these guys. Don't kill civilians.
Oh, man.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Now you know how the Marine Corps feels, you know what I'm saying? And they get all that backlash in foreign countries, and it's like, what do you mean? We just busted the building and started shooting. We don't. With the last one, when they all tried to kill us, oh, you're murderers, killing these poor innocent people. But how am I supposed to know?
There you go. I feel you.
Now you understand, Matt. Through Alien Isolation, you now know a real life situation.
Thank you for your service and for your
Oh my
sacrifice.
God, I hate you. Hey, and with that, there's nothing left to say, but don't forget to save. I hate you.
Don't forget to save.
Stupid.
Shut up and sit down.